welcome back. Today I am going to be showing you how to seal your diamond paintings. Now, I know I've heard quite a few people are a little bit reluctant to do it because they're not really too sure about how it's going to turn out, but I can promise you that I was one of those people. I was really scared to do it, thinking that I was going to screw it up because, I mean, I am super accident prone to begin with, so I wasn't really too sure. But I can tell you that it turned out beautifully, and I am very happy that I did it. Now, when you're going to seal a painting, the only reason why you would want to seal a painting is, one, you have a lot of popping drills, and it really does help to keep everything down. Or if you are not going to be putting your canvas behind glass in a frame, like say if you're going to be putting it on poster board or like foam board and just leaving the drills exposed. Now in that case, I would absolutely recommend to seal it. Now just in case, you know, something falls off and, you know, it just starts to look a little unsightly after a while, right? So today I will be showing you what tools you will be needing, what kind of sealant I will be using, and then we'll get right down to it. So what I will be using is ModPodge Glossy. Now there are a few different types of ModPodge. I would recommend either the Glossy or the glitter ModPodge. Now if you use the matte ModPodge, it will kind of actually take the shine out of your canvas, out of your drills, and you really don't want that. You want it to stay as shiny and as beautiful as possible, right? So there are many different types of sealant that you can use. I will be posting a few photos in between the video and just to show you the different types that people are using. But like I said, I will be using the ModPodge Glossy. Now, what else you will need is you will be needing a cup of water. You will be needing a craft brush. I got these at the dollar store. They're just simple, cheapo craft brushes. They seem to work very well. Or you could use one of these foam brushes. Now, it all comes down to preference. Everybody likes to use something different. Also, what comes down to preference is watering down your Mod Podge. Some people like to use a 1-to-1 ratio water to Mod Podge. I personally, I don't water it down at all, and I have found it has excellent results. So again, it's all down to preference and what you like. Now, if you're not sure what your preference is, I would recommend taking a smaller canvas, something that, you know, you're not really too fancy about, or you're not going to be giving it away to anybody, and then you could try and take a couple different sections and say do one section with full strength Mod Podge, do another section with like 1-to-1 ratio water to Mod Podge, and then if you have another sealer, you can do another section in that. I'm hoping in a future video I will have a few different types of sealants to be able to show you what they all look like. But unfortunately right now I do not have anything else but the ModPodge Glossy, so that will have to be made for a future video. Okay, so also what you will be needing is plenty of paper towel. Now the reason you want to use paper towel is because once you place the Mod Podge on top of your canvas, you're going to want to wet your paper towel down, and you're going to want to wring it out really well. You don't want any water dripping. And then you're just going to gently wipe down the surface of your drills, and that will help make the shine a little bit more shinier, but it will still keep the Mod Podge in between the drills to give it that good stiffness that you need. Alright, so what we will do is we will reposition the camera and we'll get on to it. Alright, see you in a bit. Okay, so we're back. So what we are going to be doing is we've actually got two canvases to work on. I have got a square drill canvas here, and I have got a round drill canvas here. Now, what I would normally recommend to before you seal your canvases is I've actually I've actually cut them out and I've already framed them with my washi tape. Now, normally before I seal something, I would leave the outer edge on and I wouldn't put the tape down yet, but because I wasn't really planning on sealing these ones, I have already had them finished. But since these two are ones that I am not particularly, lack of a better word, fond of, or something that I'm not planning on giving away or anything like that, I think they're the perfect ones to use for this project. So what we will do is we will start with the square canvas, square drill canvas, excuse me, and then we'll work our way to the round canvas. So I will put this one aside for now, and we have got our square drills. Now, when you're sealing something, it would probably be best to have something like cardboard underneath, because I mean, even though it's Mod Podge and it's a water-based sealant, it would, you know, fairly easy to come off of any surface that it comes into contact with, but it's still best to have something underneath it to catch it just in case, right? So what I'm going to be using on this one is I'm going to be using the paintbrush. And on the round drill, I'm actually going to be trying the foam brush for the first time. I've never actually used a foam brush, but a lot of people happen to like them, so I would really like to try them. So basically what you want to do is you want to put a, you know, it doesn't have to, you don't have to glob it on, but you want to put a fairly liberal amount on there to be able to brush it around. Now, what I do is I just like dump it right on the canvas myself. So just like this. You know, you don't have to put it on the whole thing all at once, and you can just work your way around it. But then once you get it on the canvas, you just kind of brush it around and make sure that you get into all the cracks and crevices. Now, if you don't feel that you have enough on there, just once you've finished putting or spreading around what you have on there, then you can just kind of look at it and see what else you need in there. Now, the reason I like the paintbrush is because I feel like it gets in between the drills a lot better, and I mean, that's my personal preference. Everybody has their own preference. So yeah, that's just basically it. Just spread it around nice and even. And like I said, it may seem a little intimidating at first, but like once you start getting into it and start getting used to it, it really becomes a lot easier as you go. Now, don't worry about if it's going on like a white. Mod Podge dries clear, so it doesn't take long for it to dry clear. What I'll do once I've done filming this part is I will do a time-lapse video and I'll show you how it actually looks when it's drying. Also, don't really worry about the edges, because I mean, if you happen to get something on the edges here, you can always just give it a quick wipe down. And as it's a water-based, it comes off pretty easily. Just like so. And I mean, even if you do happen to get it along the edges, it's not going to hurt it, because it's a glossy, it'll give it a nice shine finish to the edges too. So, I mean, can't really complain about that. So, just put a little bit more on down here. Now, what I am going to do at the end of this video, I have actually posed a question in a couple of my Facebook groups, and I have found quite a few actually, different types of sealers that people swear by. Now, because I've only ever used Mod Podge, the liquid Mod Podge, this is all I'm really used to right now. So I mean, again, it's all up to personal preference. Everybody likes something different. Something works for somebody else. You know what I mean? Like, and like I also said, I would like to do a future video with multiple types of sealants, and that way we can show you what it'll actually look like and turn out when it's finished. So I mean, you want a good coverage there. You know, just make sure you get everything all in between the drills and whatnot. When I'm using the brush, I kind of tend to give it like a tapping motion a little bit, and that actually helps get the glue in between the drills, just like so. Now, usually when you're doing this, you can actually see pretty well which drills don't have anything in between it. Okay, so got that. I'm just going to brush the edge away a little bit. Now, once you have got that initial coverage onto your canvas, you are going to want to take a piece of paper towel and you're going to wet it down and wring it out. Like, you don't want it dripping, right? So we're just going to do this. Wring it out in the water. Let me see my water right there. And then we are just going to very lightly dab the surface of the drills just to kind of get it off the surface a little bit. Now, I definitely recommend using a paper towel. I've tried using toilet paper, and trust me, it does not look pretty because you end up with like little toilet paper fuzzies all over the place. Now, don't worry if it looks like it's starting to bubble up a little bit, because you know, you can always fix that. That's no big deal. Hey everyone, I want to apologize because I do believe that my video actually cut short, and I did not intend for that to happen. So I do have a second canvas that I'm going to be working on, and hopefully I can get that done a little quicker than I did the last one, so hopefully we don't have any more technical difficulties. So I have added a time-lapse video to show this one here, how it dries from white to clear, And sorry about the movement of my camera. My little kitten seems to think that my tripod is a toy. So what we're going to want to do with this once it's been done, we're going to take a pants hanger, just like so, and we are just going to put it on the edge so it can hang. And just so we don't touch the drills, just like that. And then we hang it up and we're going to let it dry. So on to the next one. We are going to try a foam brush for this one. So, like I did last time, I'm just going to, actually what I forgot to show you last time is you just want to give a little quick brush to your canvas to make sure there's no dust or hairs or anything like that on it. And, you know, just make sure. So, like I was doing before, just apply a nice decent coat. This time I'm going to go all over, just like so. Okie dokie. And then we're just going to go ahead and spread that around. Now, already so far I am telling you I am not a fan of the foam brush because I am not getting the same application as before. So I am going to go back to my paintbrush. Yeah, I am going to go back to my paintbrush because I am not a fan of this. See, like I said, with the paintbrush, I can get in between the drills a lot better. Because if you give like a little dabbing motion, it seems to spread it around a lot better. Would you bugger off, you little you? My kitten seems to love my new tripod. It's something he's never seen before. So yeah, just dab it all on in there. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to do another time lapse of this one to show how it looks when it's drying. It's okay. We're trying to catch the kitten right now, but he seems to be really fast, and he's a squirmy little wormy, and he is really hard to catch. He's only a couple months old right now. So he's really small, and he's really quick. Yeah, I'm liking the paintbrush a lot better. And I mean, like I said, everybody has their own personal preference. This is my preference. So it's just a cheap dollar store paintbrush, and it just gets all up in there. Just like so. And I think that's almost about it. Oh, no, I got a corner down here. I'm just going to add a teeny tiny bit right down here. Whoops, a little more than I wanted to, but that's okay. Now, what I'm going to do at the end of this video is I am going to be posting a bunch of pictures of the different types of sealers that are available that a lot of people seem to love to use. Me personally, I have not used them, so I cannot say how they work, but if it's something you feel like you want to experiment with, by all means. Everybody has their personal preference, and if you find what you like, I say run with it, right? So now that we've got that done, I'm just going to wipe down the edges a little bit with my other brush. Now, now I'm not actually too overly concerned about getting all of the Mod Podge on the edges on the washi tape, because I think that'll actually give it a little bit of a nice gloss to it, nice little shine. So we're going to go back with our paper towel. Like I said, you want to wring it out really well so there's, you know, no water dripping out of it. And then we're just going to run it across the surface, just like so. Now this is my first round canvas that I've ever sealed, so this should actually be quite interesting. Because I would really am interested in seeing how this one will turn out. And now again, I'm seeing air bubbles with this one, but like I said, it's not that big of a deal because all you have to do is just take another piece of paper towel, run it over, and it will come out eventually. And it's just something that you have to have patience for. Now, something else that I've done is once I've wet it down, I'll take a dry piece of paper towel and I'll wipe it across a little lighter, just like so. And if you find that you have some air bubbles that are a little bit more prevalent in some areas, just give it a little dab, and sometimes that'll take it out a little bit more. And also, like I've said, if you feel it's a little too white, you don't really have to worry too much because it does dry clear. And like I said, I'm going to do another time-lapse video just to show you how it does dry. Okay, so that's pretty much done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut her down and I'm going to start a time-lapse video. And then we will come back to you very shortly. All right? See you soon. Okay, so I just wanted to add a couple things. One, when it comes to the bubbling on your canvas, usually what happens when that starts happening is it's when the water is added to the Mod Podge. It seems to want to bubble up a little bit. So as I was doing in the previous video, just take a dry piece of paper towel, you know, give it a little quick dab and whatnot, and usually that tends to make the issue go away. Now, also, when you're done with your brushes, you want to make sure that you rinse them out really well. Reason being is because once that stuff dries, and even though it is water-based, you know, it can come out at a later date, but if you rinse them out as soon as you're done with them, it tends to lengthen the use of your brushes. And since I do like to reuse a lot of my items, this is what I tend to do. So just you rinse them out really well, give them a quick dab with a piece of paper towel, and then let them air dry, right? So also what I would like to mention is when I post the pictures of the other types of sealers, I will also be adding the descriptions of each down below in the description box. Most of these sealers you can find at Walmart, Michael's, and pretty much any craft store. You can find them on Amazon as well. So yeah, they're pretty simple to find. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Take care. Okay, so had a little bit of a snag with my first canvas, and I do apologize for that. Hopefully I've been able to answer any concerns or questions that you've had for doing any sealing for your canvases. I would like to add though that for the Mod Podge, they do recommend 4 weeks curing time, which sounds a little silly, but I have found that, you know, it usually takes about 24 hours to dry, and usually within about a week it's okay. So yeah, again, I'm really happy with the Mod Podge. But again, I'm also going to be showing you all the different types of sealers that many of the ladies in my diamond painting groups on Facebook happen to swear by. And again, it's all about personal preference. So, and as you saw, my very first time using the sponge, I was not happy with. So if you want to try the sponge, by all means, you might like it. I personally like the crafting, oh my goodness, the crafting paintbrush. So before we go, I just want to give you a little sneak peek at the little bugger that was going all over my camera tripod. This is our new addition to the home. This is Merlin. He is a little tyrant. He's about 2 months old, and he is the cutest bloody thing you've ever seen. So, happy diamond painting, folks. Hope you guys have a good night. Take care. If you have any questions, please feel free to pop a comment down below, or you can email me at diamondpaintingnut@gmail.com. Thank you for watching my video. You can also drop me a line on my Facebook group, Diamond Painting Divas. Thank you for watching. Happy diamond painting, folks.